My name is Maria Speck, and today I'm cooking bulgur with butter roasted almonds and cinnamon. It's one of my favorite dishes, and it's highly nutritious, very aromatic, and super easy to make. The first step is you're boiling water, and then you simmer the grain. After that, you just prepare the brown butter, add the spices and the nuts, and it's done. Super easy. So here I brought some water to a boil. Now I'm adding the bulgur. I'm using medium-coarse bulgur. And salt. I never add salt when I bring the water to a boil because it slows it down. I find it more energy efficient, and so I always add the salt only once the water is boiling. I'm stirring it once, and then I'll let the bulgur come back to a boil. That'll just take a second. So once you have a nice simmer, you cover it, and then you lower the temperature, bring the temperature to low, and leave it for 12 to 15 minutes. So the grain has now simmered for 12 minutes, and so normally you check at the earliest time, which is now, and you make sure that there is no water. That's correct. And what you want to see is some holes, which is really nice, which means it was steaming right. And after that, you close the lid, turn it off. You can remove it from the heat if you want, and just leave it there for 5 minutes to steam. All grains like to be steamed. They just become nicer when you serve them. They plump up really nicely. And so while the grain steams, you will brown the butter and prepare the rest of the dish. I'm putting a pan over medium heat, adding the butter. And you want to use, if you've never done it, you do want to use a stainless steel pan because you can actually see what's happening. So now our butter is getting closer. You can see it's starting to brown here in the center of the pan. Let me just tilt it a minute, and it starts to smell. And there's some brown specks, and so you do want to watch it now very closely. You don't want to miss the point of the butter burning, so then it's too late. So now it's nice and nutty and brown smelling. Yeah, this is good. So now we're adding the almonds and some cinnamon and cayenne. And you can smell, and now you better be stirring, because you don't want your spices to burn. What happens when you add the spices to the browned butter is it's called blooming, which means they're developing the flavor, and that's the real beauty of this. So we now want to add the grain. There might be some splatter because there's still residual moisture on the grain, which is fine. That's not a problem. And what you're doing right now is really just give the grain a very good stir, because you want to coat all the kernels. You want to coat all the kernels with the brown butter and the spices so it nicely distributes throughout. And that's it. The dish is ready. So it's a very simple, beautiful side dish. Can be done without effort. And that's it. Done. One beautiful way of serving it is with lamb chops, which is what I love because I'm half Greek. And so you want to have some nice almonds on each plate. See how beautiful they are, nice and cinnamon, golden. So that's it. Enjoy.